is there a right time of day to exercise during menopause? Well, there is a time of day that can actually have quite a negative consequence. And this is really good information to know if you are having trouble with storing belly fat, because it's related to how we store fat when we raise cortisol. So exercise is important at every stage of your life, and that includes perimenopause and menopause. But the type of exercise and the timing of exercise can make the difference between whether you are triggering cortisol excessively or not. And as we approach menopause, so in that decade before menopause happens, we are starting to lose estrogen, and estrogen protects us against cortisol-driven weight gain. And cortisol-driven weight gain is all about putting on belly fat. So this is really important to know if you're one of those people who has started to notice that you're gaining some weight around the belly, because the typical message has been to eat less and move more in order to change that situation. But that doesn't work so well in perimenopause, because what you are doing is creating two additional stresses: a nutrition stress from lack of calories, and also a stress from exercise, and both of those raise cortisol. And then cortisol encourages that abdominal weight storage. But you can make a difference by looking at the type of exercise you do and the timing of exercise, because cortisol has a natural rhythm about it, and it's a normal process that has a circadian rhythm, which means it's a day-night rhythm, and cortisol goes up early in the mornings, about 2 hours before we wake up. And the whole point of that is to actually raise our heart rate and our blood sugar levels so that we are up and ready to go when we first stand up. So natural process, cortisol's highest at around 7 or 8 in the morning, but it's quite individualized, and it is trained by your sleep-wake timing and your food eating timing as well. So shift workers, for example, can really muck their cortisol cycle up, and it can be 180 out. So the point is that when you exercise hard and fast and for a longer duration, you raise cortisol more. And this is a natural process that happens as a result of using up the fuel in your muscle. And so the muscle understands that it needs to get better if it wants to do that exercise again. And part of that process is to create a stress and raise cortisol, make oxygen and fuel available. So we can work with that natural rhythm rather than against that rhythm. So if we are doing something that is of greater intensity in our exercise program, like a hip training or something that really gets the heart rate up and works you hard, doing muscle work to fatigue, these sorts of things can really stimulate this process. So if we work with our natural rhythm where cortisol is highest in the morning, then we are not stimulating cortisol out of its natural cycle. So it tends to drop over the course of the day. So by the afternoon it started to drop, and then it's at its lowest point at around 2 a.m. before it starts that rise again in the day. So doing exercise that's harder or of a longer duration early in the day works more with that natural rhythm. And that doesn't mean that if you can't do that, you can't exercise. By all means, the exercise is more important, but just being aware of this means if we can try and plan our harder and higher intensity exercise to match our rhythm, then it works better in terms of the potential to store belly fat. What we can do of an evening or later in the day is do more gentle exercise, so Tai Chi or yoga or go for a walk. So something a little bit more nourishing in terms of a relaxed mode of exercise. So cortisol, really important for how we store belly fat, becomes more important as we lose estrogen, and the work of exercising more and eating less can actually raise cortisol and create more of an issue. And so if that's you and you're noticing that, then maybe shifting around the type and the timing of your exercise can potentially make a difference to that. All right, I'm Kim Connolly, and I'm here to help you understand your genes a little bit better and get the lifestyle outcomes for you. Bye for now.